What's going on, everyone? So far, no trades. So far, nothing. Just a bunch of rumors, just a bunch of hey, maybe this guy, maybe that guy, this, that, and the other. And I get it. We're frustrated. Many of us are like, hey, we need to get something done. I understand your pain. I want to trade just as bad as the next person. However, it's still incredibly early. You got a lot of time between now and October, right? When the season begins and you go into training camp and all that stuff. Right now, prices are incredibly high, right? Because teams aren't in a rush. They know, like, wait, we got 2-3 months, right? Like, maybe somebody comes along, maybe something happens, and a team decides, hey, you know what, let's go do something. You never know. Doesn't hurt, right? Like, the teams that are interested in a guy are probably not going anywhere. So stay patient, stay the course. And Rob and the Lakers, I think, need to do the same, right? Like, great example is like the Utah Jazz trade for Russell Westbrook a couple years ago, right? This time that year, it was you had to give up both first, unprotected. You need to give up all your seconds. You need to give up everything. No Jared Vanderbilt in the deal, nothing, right? It was just like a complete fleece job. Then he got close to October, and then he got close to, when the season began. And then all of a sudden that price was like, okay, no Vando, but you don't have to give us, two unprotected first. How about, like, the price literally dropped in half. And the Lakers are like, no, we want Vando, we want Beasley, we want everything, right? We want the farm. And push came to shove, and eventually the Lakers and Rob stayed patient. It was frustrating during that stretch. I get it. Believe me, we were 2-10. Looked like it was hopeless. And then Rob Pelinka ended up pulling off the Utah trade and got everything he wanted. Got Jared Vanderbilt, got Mike Beasley, even turned Mike Conley into D'Angelo Russell, right? So it actually turned out better than what they thought. So again, patience is key. It is incredibly frustrating. I get it. But a lot can happen, right? And I know a lot of people want me to come out and just go at Rob and, pick up my pitchfork and torch. And I know I've talked about this before, but it's important, right? For those that didn't hear this last time. Because, again, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. I'm not going to judge somebody on an unfinished project, right? I'm not going to tell a painter his painting is trash when he only has put 3 strokes on the canvas, right? Like, it'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, can you wait till I'm finished first, right? So let Rob cook. Rob Pelinka has made a trade in almost every year he's been in office, right? And he's done a good job. Right? As much as people are like he's trash, like, don't get me wrong, he definitely has his flaws, definitely has his concerns, but he's done a good job. He built a championship team. We won a championship. After he built that team, he upgraded the team, and we probably go back-to-back if it wasn't for injuries and COVID and all that other stuff, right? Because you got Dennis Schroeder who ended up getting sick, and he was never the same when he got back. But up until that point, the Lakers were still the best team in the league, and they had the best point differential by, like, a good margin. And we're looking like they were about to cruise to the finals, up 2-1 against the Western Conference representative Suns. Right? Like, they had no answer for Anthony Davis, but LeBron was on one leg, AD goes down, and they didn't have enough at that point. Right? LeBron couldn't carry him because he was gassed, he was beat up, right? So then you had the Russell Westbrook trade, which wasn't Rob Pelinka. DeMar DeRozan himself said in an interview several times he thought he was going to the Lakers. He thought the trade was done. He thought it was a done deal. He went out of the country to go celebrate because he thought he was a Laker. And then also Rob had a deal done for Buddy Hield. And what happened? Right? Well, LeBron James and Anthony Davis started hanging out with Russell Westbrook. They go to Anthony Davis's house, chilling, drinking, getting their beaks wet a little bit, and they go, hey, let's play together. They go tell Jeannie, and Jeannie goes, Rob, make it happen. Right? And then Rob does the impossible when everyone and their mother was saying that there's no way the Lakers are trading Russell Westbrook. He's untradeable. It'll take both first just to get deal done. And Rob was patient. He got a deal done, ready to sign, seal, and deliver for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. And Jeannie vetoed it. So he said, okay, fine. Let me get back to cooking. Drew up another recipe and then pulled off the Utah Jazz trade, being patient. We got to stay patient. Look, the Lakers are going to make a trade. Now, is it the grand slam home run trade? That I don't know, right? Because, again, Lakers, they have to pull off a trade to kind of consolidate some pieces, right? They need to unload some guys, Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, like these type of guys. So Lakers are at bare minimum going to do a salary dump trade or do some type of dump trade where you're taking Cam Reddish and Christian Wood and you're shipping them out somewhere. It's more likely than not. Because the Lakers, based on reports, want to keep Jackson Hayes, which my guess is probably his age, upside, and the fact that he's actually, 7 feet. Lakers kind of need as many centers as possible right now. If they go and trade for like a Walker Kessler or something, then maybe that changes things. But even then, you could argue keep Jackson Hayes as like your third center. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But nonetheless, Lakers are going to, at some point, do at least that type of trade. They're going to at least trade Wood and Reddish. Well, you might be thinking, okay, well, if they're going to do that, why haven't they done that yet? Right? It's been all this time. Why haven't we at least gotten that trade done? You get that trade done, you can go sign the free agents. Most of the free agents that are there are probably going to be there a while, for one. But two, why would you go and do a consolidation trade and have to give up assets, let's say a second or 2 seconds, whatever it may be, when you can do a trade and consolidate within the trade, right? So the Lakers are interested in getting Spencer Dinwiddie as well as Gary Trent Jr. Like, those are the two free agent targets that the Lakers want that are still available in free agency. And supposedly both of them are kind of waiting around for the Lakers. Now, is there a risk that these two go elsewhere? I mean, look at Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince was supposedly waiting around for the Lakers, and he ended up departing. Yes, it's always a possibility, but again, everyone else is kind of waiting around too. Because everyone's kind of waiting for like that next shoe to drop. Everyone's kind of waiting around to see like, okay, what do we need? Right? You're going to get through Summer League. Right? Like, if these guys end up signing with another team, it's probably not going to be for probably like a month or so. Right? And Gary Trent wants to wait and see. Because look, Gary Trent, if he can get the bag, he's going to go get the bag. He's only going to sign with the Lakers if no one else is willing to give him 10 or whatever million, right? So, he's going to be as patient as possible. He's not in a rush. No, Spencer Dinwiddie, he wanted to be a Laker. He was excited to be a Laker. He, I'm sure, is going to take the vet minimum to be a Laker. If somebody comes along and offers him, $5 million or something like that, maybe he takes it. But then he's going to go take that regardless. So it's like, I don't think it's a necessary rush to go get either of these guys. But again, why make a trade to go rush and sign these guys? Which, again, maybe there's no saying that they'll sign immediately. Like, you could go do the consolidation trade, and then Spence and Gary Trent go, we'll wait and be patient, right? Because what happens if someone else comes? Again, it's early. A lot of time between now and October, right? But why do that kind of trade when you could potentially do a trade for, say, Jeremy Grant? Just use Jeremy Grant as an example. You could go and trade for Jeremy Grant and do, whatever, deal, or Rui, because they want like Rui and Vando. So let's just use what the word is, the reports are, as far as like what it would take to get him, right? Well, you could do Rui and Vando and then go get Jeremy Grant, right? Now you did basically a 2-for-1 swap. You'd have to throw in another vet minimum guy just to clear, because you can't take back more. You have to give up more. So maybe you're throwing in Cam Reddish in that deal. Boom, there you go. Now you got Jeremy Grant. Well, now it's a 3-for-1 swap. And you just did your consolidation dump. Now you keep Christian Wood and you keep Jackson Hayes, and you freed up a roster spot. Or, well, 2 at that point, right? Because it'd be a 2-for-1 swap. And then now you could go and you could bring in a Spencer Dinwiddie and a Gary Trent Jr. and you added in Jeremy Grant. Or you go do another trade, right? Like I said, you could go trade for Jeremy Grant, and then if you go trade for like a Cam Johnson, Now let's say it's like D'Lo, it's, say D'Lo and Jalen Hood-Schifino along with Christian Wood, right? Boom. Now you got him. We just did another 3-for-1 swap. So now you just freed up 2 more roster spots, right? So now you can bring in another guy if you want. Like, why just give away stuff just to give away stuff, right? Like, your 2 options are A, you do a salary dump trade and you give up a second or 2, which some people might think, it's only a second. Lakers have a very good history with getting seconds. And the new CBA, seconds are more and more valuable. And the new rules on how you can now sign the second round picks, and it doesn't go towards your exception, all that stuff. So like the new CBA actually incentivizes you to sign your second round picks, which is why you're seeing a lot of teams sign their second round picks now to 4-year deals. I know everyone goes, Bronny, da-da-da-da-da. Well, Bronny's not the only one that signed that contract. There's several rookies in the second round that signed that very same contract. So, to me, it's patience. I know it's frustrating. I know it's one of those things where it's like, can we get a trade done? Can we get this over with? I'm tired of all the news. I'm tired of all the noise. Again, I get it. But being patient, Rob has shown he's more than capable of doing. Rob has shown that he's very good at just taking his time and letting things develop and then getting the best trade that he can. Right? And if they can get the best trade that they can and everything works out and you do the consolidation trade and you go and get, a guy like a Jeremy Grant, or maybe it's a Zach LaVine, or maybe it's whatever. All of the trade options that there were 3 months ago, except for DeJounte Murray, are all still there, right? For the Lakers, at least. Like Mikal Bridges, Lakers were never going to be able to get Mikal Bridges. Like outside of DeJounte Murray, everybody else that has been mentioned as linked to the Lakers are all still available because trades haven't happened. All the trades that happened were all free agents that decided to sign and trade to go get the bag. So patience is everything. Got to be patient. A trade is coming. It's just when does it happen? When does it come? Right? Because I don't see a scenario where the Lakers run it back player for player. It just don't. Right? I mean, not without like getting a Spencer Dinwiddie or some like worst case scenario. The Lakers will at least do a salary dump trade and unload Reddish and Wood and go bring in a Spencer Dinwiddie or something, right? That's bare minimum Lakers will do. So something is going to happen. Some type of trade is going to happen. But is it the sexy trade is the question. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think trade's coming one way or another? It's getting done. Do you have your concerns? What do you want to see the Lakers do? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.